Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Weeknights. I am JD Nero, aka He Who Pods, aka Rearview Mirror.
And I'm Dash, aka Dashing D, aka the Real King of R&B, aka Cool Grandma, but not really.
Hey, she brought the AKAs back this week for y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Did a little something, A little something light.
Something light, Now you gotta do way more AKAs before you could say something light. You gotta do like 5 more. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry. Okay, next time.
Yeah, it's all good. All right, so we have information that I think is worth sharing and discussing, and it comes from Complex. Complex Pop says Leonardo DiCaprio and Christian Bale will officially star in Heat 2. It says this cast is stacked, and filming is set to begin in November with Universal / Sony Pictures. All of that is
Universal.
That was good. So Christian Bale will play Vincent Hanna. Leonardo DiCaprio will play Chris Shiherlis. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Stephen Graham will play Neil McCauley. And Adam Driver will play Otis Wardell.
I'm down.
So these 4 make a very interesting cast already. I'm sure there's plenty more people going to be added to this ensemble cast. But I think this is such an interesting mix already.
Yeah.
I was really nervous about them making a second Heat movie. And because Heat is a classic. And I feel like it's really easy to fuck it up doing a number 2 all these many years later. But I gotta be honest, so far I'm liking this cast.
I do like the cast. This is interesting. This is a nice quad we have here.
Yeah.
These are solid actors.
Absolutely. I mean, 3 out of 4 are big stars.
And who is Leo playing? I have to look back at the character. Like, I have to look back at the previous character, because I know Leo loves to play somebody manic, and that's always what I'm expecting from him.
Right. Let me see if I can pull up the original
expecting
cast.
calm character.
Mm-hmm.
But this should be really interesting. Listen, anytime there's a second of something, a third of something, you got to be a little skeptical.
Especially when it's so many years later.
Yes, I think that's par for the course, but I'm open to it. I feel like these guys are very talented. They're good at what they do.
Yeah, because he came out in 95.
Oof.
So Christian Bale is replacing Al Pacino.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Stephen Graham is replacing Robert De Niro.
Okay.
Leonardo DiCaprio is playing Val Kilmer's character.
Okay.
This is kind of crazy. Otis Wardell. Let me see. Who's Otis Wardell? I don't even know if that's a character from the original cast. I don't even see an Otis here in the original cast.
I fear I've seen this movie too long ago to
Yeah, it's not. Otis is not in the top cast. Let me put all cast and crew and see. I had to hit the IMDb on him one time. Exactly.
Where's Lauryn Hill at?
I heard you.
I know.
I'm just here looking for Otis. Yeah, I don't even see anybody named Otis in this cast.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Exactly.
Shout out to Leon. Where's Leon at?
I don't know. All right, I don't know. But hey, anyway, so Adam Driver maybe is playing a new person in the mix, but I didn't expect this guy to be playing Robert De Niro's role. This is the guy playing Al Pacino, Robert De Niro's role.
Yeah, I'm
That's
familiar with
interesting.
him.
I did not expect that.
I think that's kind of the point,
I
right?
truly thought it was going to be Leo or Christian Bale.
I kind of like, what is his name? I'm sorry. This is rude. I
But
know
I just
him,
showed
but
you Stephen Graham.
Stephen Graham. I kind of like Stephen Graham for that
No, he's a
role.
good actor. I'm not saying he's not a good actor, but he's not
I
Robert
know.
De Niro.
No, he's not, but I do think he'll be interesting in that role.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how this is about to go. I'm nervous again.
I'm ready, but I want to see it, so they should hurry up and film it.
Filming starts in November.
So we can watch it.
So
Because I'm very curious.
it probably won't come out till late next year or maybe early
Yeah.
2028.
It's okay. If we could wait a year for part 2 of Wicked, we can wait for this. And by we, I mean the world, not me. The world.
Yeah.
We wait a long time for a lot of things. Is
Yeah.
my point.
You're right. And you know, one thing that we didn't even know we were waiting for was the first ever, how do I word this? TV release of Tiny Desk.
Yes.
Is that the proper way to word this?
Yes, it
Okay.
is. It is the
So,
first time that it was broadcast on television.
right.
That's never happened before. And the first person to do it is Mr. 106 himself.
Yep.
Bow Wow.
Yep.
Now, for some backstory, all June it was Black Music Month, and every June NPR Tiny Desk is focused on Black Music Month. Are we boring you over here?
Nope. I just been up a long time.
I'm just checking. So anyway, so so they celebrate Black Music Month by having obviously Black artists perform at Tiny Desk throughout the month of June.
Yeah.
This
It's
year in
always
particular,
a loaded month of Tiny Desk. So
they stack the deck.
yeah.
And this year in particular, the theme was BET, celebrating the legacy of BET.
Okay.
So all of the artists were chosen with BET in mind, and of course, you can't have Tiny Desk times BET without Mr. 106 Bow Wow.
I agree.
So Bow Wow closed out Black Music Month with his Tiny Desk performance that was broadcast on television right before the BET Awards last weekend.
Right, which you should say that again. This aired
before the BET Awards. I think it even aired before the red carpet. Because some people were complaining that this was not, he should have just done this on the red carpet. And I was like, that's not what Tiny Desk is. He's not doing it on the red carpet.
I agree with you.
And sometimes I think that people can be a little ridiculous. Let the thing be the thing. NPR Tiny Desk is Tiny Desk. Let's keep it that way because we see what happened with Versus.
I knew it. I knew you were going to say that. I knew it. Yo, I knew you were going to say Versus. As soon as you said, let the thing be the thing, I was like, this motherfucker about to mention Versus.
The red carpet is the red carpet. Let the red carpet be that. There are plenty of live performances that happen on the BET red carpet every year. There was no need for these two things to collide. I think in order for NPR Tiny Desk to maintain the integrity of what it's doing, this was the right way to do it. So Bow Wow, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about Bow Wow. One thing about Bow Wow, and I know you always, maybe always is not the right way to say this, but I feel like when Bow Wow comes up, and I try to give Bow Wow his flowers because I do feel like Bow Wow made contributions to the culture.
He absolutely did.
No matter how young he was.
He absolutely did.
I don't think that he is the most incredible rapper out there, but I do think that he made contributions to the culture and should be given his flowers and such. And I don't even like Bow Wow. I have been in his orbit. I do not like him as a person, but I do think that this evoked so much nostalgia. I was never crazed over Bow Wow. There were a lot of girls in my class who were. I remember this one girl, Stephanie, pretty as green eyes. Stephanie was obsessed. I mean, someone would like bring their Word Up magazine to school, and Stephanie would see it and start screaming. Okay, she was obsessed with Bow Wow, and a lot of girls were.
Yes, this is true.
I feel like some of the ladies that were in the audience, because they panned at one point to the ladies in the audience, were living out their elementary school and middle school dreams by being there at Tiny Desk. Bow Wow invokes such nostalgia, I feel like, in a lot of us. And so he came and did what you were supposed to do.
He absolutely did.
What did you think? I have thoughts, but what did you think? I've been talking a lot.
Now, I got a thing about Tiny Desk giving people bad times. I got a thing about Tiny Desk allotting more time to some people than others. And I don't think they always make the best choice of who gets more time versus who gets less time.
Okay, that's fair.
I think they did a good job this time, giving Bow Wow 22 minutes.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to be honest. When I first saw 22 minutes, I was upset. I'm going to keep it real.
Why?
Before I ever pressed play, I said, are you kidding me? Bow Wow gets 22 minutes? Why? Why are you giving Bow Wow 22 minutes? This is before I pressed play. I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to be honest. I was hating off rip. Before pressing play, I was hating. I was like, come on, 22 minutes for Bow Wow? Y'all for real?
Way before pressing play.
Before even pressing play. I'm being transparent up here on my platform. I'm going to be very honest.
You've been a hater.
Been a hater. You feel what I'm saying?
You've been a hater. Yeah.
When I pressed play, before I knew it, it was over, and I had a good time.
You had a good time.
Had a good time. I said, man, this was good. I would even watch this again.
Right? Listen, here's the thing about Bow Wow, and I've tried to say this before. I'm gonna say it now when you're in a good mood about Bow Wow. The thing about him.
Yo, hold on. When you're in a good mood about Bow Wow, is really good. That was good.
The thing about Bow Wow, though, is that he was raised by the people who really valued performing, really valued stage presence, really valued working on your craft as a craft.
Yeah.
And not just showing up to do the thing that you came to do, not just showing up to your job, but actually living up to your potential in that role.
Yeah.
So Bow Wow has always had that it factor, as far as I'm concerned, meaning he can get on a stage and he can command the presence of the people watching him very easily, because not because it's effortless in any way. It does take a lot of effort to do. And we talk all the time about how there are certain rappers that, like you could go see them perform, but does it really matter to see them perform? Because what are they going to do? A lot of them don't really do a whole lot. We even talked recently about Jay-Z and the fact that Jay-Z is kind of still trying to navigate that a little bit. I mean, Jay-Z knows how to command a room, don't get me wrong, but rappers are different, right? Like hip-hop artists are a little bit different. They're not moving around. Everybody's not Offset dancing all over the place, and that's not the vibe. So I think that the cool thing about Bow Wow is that he's so good at performing. He's so good at being engaging. He'll dance. I can't fully explain it. Like, I've never seen him live, but is that true? I might have. I've seen him in person. Just, I don't know that he was ever performing when I was around him. But yeah, I think he just has that thing. He has that stage presence, and I appreciate that very much. And it was just really nostalgic. It was like a feel good show.
Yeah.
It was like, oh wow, I remember that one. I remember that one. I remember that one. And I mean, Bow Wow has hits. I never doubted that. But I was like, look at him and his new teeth. Look at him doing his thing up there. Good for him. Go Bow Wow. That's nice.
That's nice. All right. No, Bow Wow did a great job.
Yeah.
I think they sped up some of the songs though, so they could do the full record. Or maybe I'm misremembering. I don't remember all of those songs being that fast. He was having a rap pretty fast, which also leads me to my next point. Bow Wow had great breath control up there. I know the DJ was helping him out, and he did a great job. He was more hyped than Bow Wow for half the stuff that he was doing. He did an amazing
and apparently
job.
they've been together his whole career.
Right, but he was hyped. Bow Wow was trying to be like Bow Wow. The DJ was just having a good time. He didn't give a fuck who was there, who, what's going on. He was having a great time, and it showed. He was smiling half the time he was talking. Like,
he was.
I saw more of his teeth than anybody else's up there. So he had a great time, which is a great thing, right? That's what you want. You want to see someone enjoying what they're doing, which is our criticism a lot of times. We come up here and we're like, yo, so-and-so, we saw them perform and looked like they didn't even want to be there. The DJ couldn't wait to be there. He was having a blast. And that we could see through the camera.
Undeniable.
But I say that to say, even though he was helping Bow Wow, Bow Wow had to rap pretty fast for most of these songs. And I don't remember Bow Wow's records being that fast. Maybe I need to go back, but I think they sped them up a little bit to be able to do the entirety of most of the records. Because that's the other thing that impressed me was they were doing most of the songs in their entirety. There were some they cut short, I think only like one or two. But most of the songs, they were doing them in their entirety, which is why it flew by, right? Because even though it was kind of Jill Scott-like in the sense that Jill did like 4 songs, but they were all 6 minutes, and she did them in their entirety. Not comparing them in any other way or their performances. I'm only saying it was similar in that sense that Bow Wow was up there doing full records for most of the records. And I was impressed by his breath control, and his stage presence was great, which you already said. I just want to agree with you. It was great. His background singers killed it.
Oh. Okay.
You didn't think so? Go ahead, come on.
That was gonna be my one critique.
Oh yeah?
I did not like the way that lady sounded. I really didn't. I hated it actually, and wished that that wasn't a part of the set. Okay. I don't know, it just felt out of place.
Okay.
And maybe that's because I'm just biased in the sense that I'm remembering the original tracks and how they sounded, and maybe I just wasn't connecting to it because of that. That is totally possible.
Sure.
And I can make a case for that. But yeah, I didn't really love the background vocals. I thought the band was great. I thought the band was incredible.
I thought the band did great too. And their renditions of the songs were good too, because they were not all identical.
Right.
So it was kind of a little more jazzy, if you will.
Yeah. I also want to harken back just a second and say that, you know, what impresses me is you, because who else would notice that the songs were sped up just so they could fit into the 22 minutes?
I'm pretty sure, because I'm like, you know what caught me off guard the first time I realized it? I think it was the first or second song. I'm like, Bow Wow doesn't usually rap this fast. Why does he have to rap so fast? Am I bugging out?
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what you call someone with an ear.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
And I don't mean all of us with ears. Like, literally having it. I mean, having an ear for music.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have caught that. I catch things, but not like that.
Yeah, I was like, wow, Bow Wow's rapping pretty fast. And he kept on, which is what made me think Bow Wow has amazing breath control. He is doing a great job. And he kept it up. And I even thought to myself midway, I was like, is he going to be able to keep up this type of breath control? And he was. Some of the songs were a little slower, Like some of the quote unquote girl records, they're not as fast. But even then, if you notice, there were parts where he was fast, and then there were parts where he slowed down to kind of deliver the bars a little differently and almost do the sing-songy rapper thing. But most of the time, he was rapping pretty fast. I was like, all right, Bow Wow, I see you, player.
And it's funny you say that, because I actually thought the opposite. I thought like it felt very it felt a lot slower than I'm used to. But I think that's because, to your point, he did very specific songs.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is by design, because
Mm-hmm.
again, it's Tiny Desk. There's a band, so it gives you an opportunity to do something a little bit more intimate, and something that, in a sense, is a little bit softer than what you would normally do. I mean, Bow Wow, when he's on stage, I've seen videos. He's doing all the up tempo records. He's all over the stage. He's engaging with the crowd. He's dancing, whatever. So I could understand that these songs were selected specifically so that he could, slow things down a little bit and keep a certain better way to say it is to keep a certain vibe
Mm-hmm.
going in the room. So
Yeah.
yeah, but this was good.
Yeah.
Bow Wow. Good for him.
And he talked his shit. He let us know, hey, we're gonna do another number one right now. That was a number one, but we're gonna do another number one right now. Hey,
Yeah.
should we do another number one, guys? What you think? We got more number one. Should we do another number one? I was like, all right, Bow Wow, I feel you. My favorite part.
Bow Wow is not short on confidence. We know that.
Yes, this is true. Well, also he's reminding people he got number ones. That's the point I'm making. So,
Yeah, of course.
Because people kind of forget that when they speak about Bow Wow. Bow Wow is looked at kind of as the little kid rapper, right? And the guy that
sat here and defended him not long ago.
right, and as the kid, quote unquote, because he's our age, but as the kid who Jermaine Dupri made a star, right?
Yeah.
So he doesn't always get the credit for having the catalog he has.
He doesn't.
Or I should say having the hits he has, because hits versus catalog is a little different, but another topic. But I love that he showed Jermaine Dupri so much love. I know they have a rocky relationship, and we've seen that spill out into the public. But I appreciate it and really, really love that he gave Jermaine Dupri his props and others, because he spoke about being there. He spoke about his time at So Def, Brian Michael Cox. He was shouting out the team.
Yeah.
And I thought that was important.
Yeah. And I feel like no matter what with Jermaine Dupri, I feel like it's always more love than it is anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Like whatever they've been through over the years, I feel like he's always maintained that is still someone that he's very fond of and looks up to, and just has like a loving relationship with. So but yeah, so that was the vibe for that. But then honestly, when was this? This was after that. We get BET Awards, we get Tiny Desk one weekend, and then the following weekend, we get Beyonce dropping a single.
All in the same week.
All in the same week. I mean, I'm sure the girls are excited about Beyonce dropping a single. I don't think my co-host is going to be excited when I explain more about this Beyonce single. But before I give backstory on this, just initial thoughts. What did you think of Morning Dew?
It's cool.
It's cool.
That's the initial thought. That's my
That's
initial thought. I do know it's not a new song.
Okay, you do know that.
I know it's from the archives, but that's all I know.
Okay, so you already know. You already have backstory. All right. Well, let me just read how Genius breaks it down.
Yeah.
They said Beyonce marks the 4th of July holiday with a special gift to her fans with the release of Morning Dew Donk, a song that also kicks off a 60-day countdown to her 45th birthday and the reissue of B-Day, her groundbreaking second album that was released 2 decades prior on September 4th, 2006. Written by Beyonce, Pharrell Williams, The Dream, and Darius Dixon, and produced by Beyonce and Pharrell Williams, Morning Dew is the first new solo release from Beyonce in 2 years, and it is a direct nod to her loyal Beehive to commemorate the celebration of B-Day. The track was reportedly recorded in 2013 and leaked as a snippet in 2021, with the full demo hitting the internet in 2023. Known to fans as Donk, it became a viral TikTok sound and gained traction before its official release. The song included on the 20th anniversary edition of B-Day arrived accompanied by a lyric video that repurposes old footage directed by frequent collaborator Cliff Watts. It was Cliff Watts who shot Beyonce's iconic Sports Illustrated swimsuit cover around her 25th birthday.
Okay.
Last note, it says the main differences between the demo and the final version are the removal of the interpolation of They Don't Dance No More by Goody Mob and the addition of an extra verse and bridge. Yeah. And it looks like Ari Lennox was also involved. They have a note here that says songwriter Ant Clemens later revealed in a now deleted Instagram post that the song was reworked in early 2022 with Ari Lennox.
Okay.
I wanted to add that to give Ari her props.
That's right.
So this is not a new song.
Nope.
But it's not technically an old song because it was never truly released before.
Mm-hmm.
And according to this, they did make some changes to whatever the original was. Mm-hmm. So it's new-ish, I would say. I think that's a fair statement. Mm-hmm. And yeah, when I turned it on to listen to it, after my co-host so graciously told me there was a new Beyonce song, because he's a member of the Beehive.
I don't know about that, but
I mean, you're more Beehive than I am.
I'm a Beyonce fan, but I don't think they would welcome me into the Hive because I'm too critical of Beyonce.
I feel like you're more welcome in the Beehive than I am. Well, we could leave it at that. Yeah, I felt like I had heard this song before. I was like, I've heard this. Well, sure, of course I've heard it because I've heard it on TikTok. Mm. So, yeah. I think the song is cool. It's R&B, which I thought was interesting. We've been having this debate for the last 2 years now about what Act 3 will be. Mm-hmm. Whether it'll be rock or some people have said it's going to be another Jay-Z and Beyonce album. Some people have said a million different things. There's a lot of theories out there. And one that I did see a while back was, hey, what if Beyonce just goes back to her roots and just does a straight up R&B album? I don't know. Maybe this is a prelude to that. I don't know. I have no idea. I am not Beehive enough to speculate more than what I just said. So I'm going to leave it to the girlies online to decide what they think is happening next. They'll let us know and they'll give us dates and all kinds of things.
They sure will.
But I think the song is cute. Like, it's not my favorite Beyonce song. Mm-hmm. But I thought the song was cute. Like, it's traditional R&B, and I don't ever have a problem with that stuff.
Okay. So first and foremost, I hate that sample. It's really annoying. The doo 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 doo. It's fucking annoying. I hate it. I wish it wasn't there. They use it a lot. And whether it's a sample or Beyonce singing, I don't like it. Whatever it is, it's annoying. And I wish it wasn't there. So I'm going to start with that. Because to me, that's the only real critique of this song that I have. So that's why I'm starting there to get that out the way. I think if you remove that, it makes the song so much better. It's there. I don't like it. I think the rest of the song is cool. It sounds like old Beyonce, so it makes sense that it was originally from 2013. My assumption is it will be a bonus track on the re-release of the B-Day album, based on what you read.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Right, but that's kind of disappointing to me because then this actually has nothing to do with Act 3 then. Because I thought when it first came out, oh, okay, this is R&B. This sounds like old R&B from Beyonce, and we're going to get a Beyonce R&B album. And technically we're not. So that's a little disappointing to me. So more will be revealed in time about Act 3, but that's what I thought at first. I thought, okay, we got this song, even before ever pressing play. When I heard the snippet, because I saw it on an Instagram post, I heard the little snippet. It was way, way short. It was like 20 seconds, the one I saw. And I was like, oh, okay, it's some old school R&B shit for Beyonce. Maybe this is Act 3. And I was a little excited about that. Now I'm less excited about what's going to happen because I feel like, oh, then it's not going to be R&B. But I could be wrong. Time will tell us more. I think the song is good. I think besides that sample, it's a good record. I like that it's old school in the sense that it's not WAP, but it does speak in a very sexual way if you're paying attention, right? That was an art that happened a lot when we were younger, and today it's not really like that. Today it's like put it in here, stick it in there, all of that stuff. And that's not what this song was. This was more of, you got to kind of listen to the lyrics, think about what am I really saying, and you might not even catch it on the first couple of listens. So that was refreshing. It was refreshing to hear that kind of lyricism in the song, because I think we need balance. There's nothing wrong with the WAP type records and the vulgarity that they have, or plenty of other records from guys. WAP was just the first one that came to mind. It's not to pick on the women. But there are very vulgar songs that tell you where to put what and how. I think it's cool to also have the songs that kind of just paint a broad stroke and leave the things for you to kind of imagine and fill in and realize later on. Not as soon as you press play where it's like, show me them titties, show me them titties. And it's like, okay, relax, sir, calm down. You know, this was more, you know, give me that morning dew. And it's like,
I actually don't agree with you. I think all throughout history we've gotten both. I think we just sometimes what ends up being the thing that is most popular is the thing that speaks the loudest to us.
Okay.
So WAP, look at the way WAP jumps into your mind, is because it was so huge, especially because it came out during a time where people were really paying attention to what everyone else was doing. And it makes some of the other stuff seem smaller. But I actually think throughout history, we have maintained balance between the two. We get a lot of really vulgar stuff and we get a lot of things that are subtle. It's just that you kind of got to be paying attention to it. I feel like it dates back to like music from the 80s and R&B from the 80s, where like they were talking about sleeping with each other, they were talking about cheating with each other. They were like very forthright about what they were doing. When you listen to the lyrics of Between the Sheets, I think I sent you a video recently. When you listen to the lyrics of Between the Sheets, you're like, oh,
right.
But the song is called Between the Sheets, right?
Yes.
So pretty obvious what's going on. But yeah, I agree with you. I think that it is a skill to be able to do what she did on this song and have that conversation and have that dialogue about what she's talking about, but saying it in a very subtle way. I think Beyonce is actually really good at that. I haven't, again, I don't ever claim to know Beyonce's catalog so intimately as a lot of other people do, but what I do know, I think she's good at doing that. I think she's good at saying it, and I think she's good at, you know, being more subtle about it or using metaphors to explain what she means.
Yeah, I'll respond in backwards order. First with Beyonce, I've always said the genius thing about Beyonce as an artist is she sticks with a group of writers who she knows are going to give her the home runs that she's looking for. She's very consistent in the people that she's worked with from very early in her career still to this day. even on the country album, when we reviewed it and looked at the writers, it was most of the same writing staff. And so that has always been a benefit to her and her career. Going back to what you said about disagreeing with me about balance, I think the issue is not that it doesn't exist. So I agree, you're right, it exists, right? There's the vulgar stuff and the subtle stuff all throughout history. But what gets the marketing dollars and what is pushed down our throats, pun intended, is very different as you go decade to decade.
That's fair.
So WAP was a huge record because WAP got tons and tons of marketing dollars put behind it, and it was arguably the two biggest women rappers at the time, right? And so the two of them collaborating alone gave this a ton of attention, and then you put the marketing dollars behind it, you have a number one smash record that everyone is hearing 10 times a day on the radio, right? Versus where some of those more subtle records, they're not going to get those collaborators. They're not going to get those marketing dollars. They're more likely to be an album cut than a single. All of those things turn down the volume of attention, how much attention this record is going to get, which is why I'm saying that, because Beyonce, what'd you say?
Oh, no, go ahead. I didn't say.
Beyonce releasing this as a single or re-releasing it, however you want to word it, as a single, Beyonce's quote unquote first single in 2 years being a subtle sexual record, I think is a big change from even what we've heard from Beyonce when it comes to sexual singles. Think of something like Drunken Love. Drunken Love is not subtle. Drunken Love is very specific in the things Beyonce's saying she wants to do, will do, has done, will do again. So very different single, and I know that was years ago, but just an example of a Beyonce single. So something like this, I think it speaks out. It stands out, excuse me, to me because of the fact that it's different than, again, even I was not picking on WAP. WAP was just the first thing that came to mind. But even plenty of guy records that are like, bounce that ass from me, bounce that ass from me. As soon as it turns on, it's like, all right, but I just pressed play. Can we calm down?
I mean, Jodeci said, every time I close my eyes, I wake up feeling so horny.
Right.
Like that's
how
that song starts.
It
you
is.
know? So I just I think it's a little bit of both. What I also find interesting is a sound that is viral right now is Beyonce speaking Beyonce's voice. She's speaking about how she wrote Partition. And people have like turned it into a trend. You know, because she starts off by saying she didn't have a pen and paper. And she goes into the studio, and that's when she just starts singing the song that she's hearing in her head. But that's another one. That one's not so subtle either.
Yeah.
So yeah, it moves with the times. I can agree with that.
Yeah, again, I'm not hating on either one. I think both are good, and we need both for various reasons. I'm just saying it was refreshing to hear this as the Beyonce single, who's the top 5 act, right? A top 10 act, whatever you want to call her. She's one of the biggest of the big dogs, and so for her to drop a subtle sexual single, I think that's something that stands out.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, you excited for Act 3?
I can't be. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
I mean,
can I ask you one last thing before we go?
Sure.
Do you mind?
Come on.
Have you seen Rick Ross's album cover?
Oh, it's him in stone because the album is called Set in Stone.
Yeah. What do you think of that?
No comment.
Okay. All right. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our pod, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye.